Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you the method we use to get our NFT project in front of thousands of NFT buyers, all looking for their next purchase, which led us to selling out our collection in 5 days and generating $278,000. Make sure you stay till the end too, because I'm going to tell you what I'd do differently running the same strategy today. Now, to be clear, I'm not any sort of financial advisor, therefore I don't give financial advice. I'm just sharing a strategy that worked for us at the time, that's all. One of the biggest myths in NFTs is that if you build it, they will come. Many NFT projects spend months building their project only to realize they have no idea how to get their project in front of people. The NFT space has become extremely competitive as it has become cheaper and easier to create and sell NFTs. And when collections can bring in thousands of dollars, it has attracted a lot of competition. So how do you differentiate your NFTs from the vast open sea of cartoon animals? How can you get exposure without spending a fortune on mass marketing? Some projects try to raise awareness with mass marketing, which can be cool, but here's the problem with that. The reality is, non-fungible tokens are still a small, obscure niche. A lot of people think they're scams too, and some are. So marketing to the masses probably isn't a great option either. So what are some other options to help spread awareness? Some may consider trying influencers who for a fee will advertise NFTs on their social media accounts. And their fee will likely vary depending on the size of their audience. The problem is though, there are two types of influencers. One, the type who won't do any promotions because they don't want to risk losing the trust they work to build with their audience. And two, the type of influencer who will do almost any paid promotion to the point where most people ignore their posts. The problem here is that by doing this, the influencer quickly loses the trust he or she has with the audience. So if influencers aren't a great option, how can you get in front of buyers? Specifically people who already buy NFTs. Well, what if we pose the question differently? Where are NFT buyers already going? This slight difference in approach can make all the difference in results. For example, imagine you're trying to sell your super niche beekeeping kit and you decide to advertise on a billboard alongside a busy highway. The highway might get a lot of traffic, but do you think this beekeeping kit billboard would generate much sales? Probably not, because 99% of the people who see the billboard have no interest in the product. So 99% of every dollar you spend on advertising is completely wasted in showing your billboard to people who have no interest in your product. But compare this to a Google search where someone types in a Google searching, where can they research a beekeeping kit before purchasing? Do you think a beekeeping kit ad on Google search results would stand a better chance of converting into sales? Of course, and that's why Google can get away with charging for keywords. And depending on that keyword, it could cost you a lot. So how can you apply this intent-based marketing approach for NFTs? Because people typically don't go to Google to search which NFTs to buy. So where do people go looking to research NFTs to buy? In the early days, it was usually keeping your ear to the ground in certain Discord channels, but this meant you had to spend a lot of time in Discord servers, which was time consuming, and the window of opportunity was sometimes small and often left NFT buyers frustrated when a project gets mentioned in a server overnight while you were sleeping and you wake up to learn that you were too late because the project had already sold out. So some folks decided to solve this problem by creating websites that listed upcoming NFT projects that were launching soon. These sites were useful because it gave buyers a heads up on what was minting that day, and if they had some spare time, they could research future projects. These sites get millions of visits each month from NFT buyers looking for their next purchase. And with the popularity of NFTs, new sites like these are always popping up as sites are always looking for new ways to monetize NFT traffic. Typically, the lists are ordered by their mint date and include links to the project website, Twitter, and Discord. Projects that are minting soon will be listed near the top, while projects with a later mint date will appear further down the page. So by showing your project on these types of sites, you're focusing on visitors that are already interested in NFTs. Because if a visitor wasn't interested in NFTs, then they probably wouldn't be on an NFT website in the first place to begin with. And because of all this, I think it's a more strategic placement compared to a mass market placement, especially if you don't have the big marketing budget. If you're looking to sell your own NFTs and you want to make sure to get your launch right, you can apply to join my private coaching group at nftswithtom.com, and I'll be sure to put the link in the description below. We posted our project Pit Crew on several of these upcoming sites before minting, like Rarity Tools, just thinking that more eyes the better. And what we saw with our website traffic was as our mint date approached, we moved up and up the NFT upcoming list, simultaneously getting more and more visitors to our website in the same time. Now this is awesome and all, but if these people just come and check out you once, that doesn't really help. You need to make sure you have a way to reach out to these people when it's time to buy. And I'll give you a hint from the next video, relying on Discord and Twitter alone won't cut it. So knowing what I know now and seeing how much traffic was driven from these sites, one thing I do differently is I would have focused on sites with the highest traffic and then prioritized listing Pit Crew on those sites first. And as I mentioned earlier, we listed Pit Crew on several of these sites, but from our data, some sites had a significantly larger impact than others. For example, one website drove the majority of the traffic, while others drove some, but small in comparison. So one thing I'd consider doing differently if launching again is researching deeper and build a long list of websites that allow you to list your NFT projects on them. Then using that list, I would want to know which sites get the most traffic and how do they stack rank against each other. I would then prioritize getting listed on the websites with the highest traffic. But how can you tell which websites get the most traffic? One way is by using tools such as similarweb.com. This tool lets you see how much traffic a website gets. Then after ranking each site against each other based on traffic, I'd have my list of sites to begin with, submitting applications to ahead of the launch. Now, most people think that when launching an NFT project, it's best to announce the mint from their Discord and/or Twitter. The problem with this is that most people don't have the time to spend all day in Discord servers or don't have Twitter notifications enabled, so there's a good chance they won't even get the announcement. Another problem is that Twitter's algorithm decides how many people and who to show your tweet to, because Twitter is incentivized to keep users on the platform for as long as possible, so if the tweet doesn't have a high engagement, it's likely to even have a smaller impact. So how did we reach our audience at launch? If you want to know how you can reach 98% of your audience when you go to launch your NFT collection, then check out the next video.